shit.
Oh, it starts
Hey,
fast.
what's up, y'all? Welcome to, well, it's One Brother and a Shot of Milk today. We're talking TV, movies, video games, anime, action figures, did I say that, toys, and so much more. I'm Jack. That's Chris.
This is Chris, and that's Jack.
And later in the show, we're going to be talking about, who knows, maybe Joker, maybe not. We'll find out.
We'll see. It's a mystery. It's a cruise show here in 3 Billion Shot of Milk. We're kind of just winging it and kicking it from the heart today. That's how we're getting down.
What's your week been up to? What have you been up to, Chris?
Oh man, Jack, so it was my birthday on Tuesday. So I had a great birthday. I went shooting. I smoked cigars. I read comic books. And then Tuesday night, I find out. So I'm involved in a lot of things, right? I have a couple businesses or
Cut
whatever.
yourself again, I'm hoping.
Say again?
You didn't cut yourself again, I'm hoping.
So no, I didn't cut myself. My sack is good, but so I got a letter from the state that they're suspending my dealer license because of inactivity. Because I've been focusing on my other businesses and kind of ignoring the car stuff. But the problem with that was all of my cars are on dealer plates, so I couldn't drive any of my cars. So I had to go to the state, do all this paperwork to get my cars registered and to get my cars inspected, do all this stuff because I need to get regular plates as opposed to dealer. But it's been a nightmare. So I burned like 2 full days doing that, and then I'm still working on it. It's still being a pain. So
are you able to drive?
now I can. Yeah. Now I can. Yeah, I got tags on most of my stuff. So
Did you watch anything this week?
no, Jack. I just watched Joker. That's it. I didn't watch anything else. I didn't even watch Agatha.
Well, Agatha, man, I actually did want to go back to it, and I haven't.
Well, we'll talk about that when it comes to the news because Agatha is a powerhouse.
Oh, you don't got to tell me. I saw the first 2 episodes, maybe 3.
Well, how was your week, Jack?
It's good. I watched this film called The Substance,
Okay.
which Demi Moore's in. When's the last time you saw Demi Moore in something?
It's been a minute. How's she looking?
Yeah, this is a question only Chris would ask. Good. You know what's funny about it? That's kind of what the film's about too. It's about aging with grace, I would say, or not aging with grace. Basically, she plays this actress who ain't really been in anything in a while. It's kind of her Birdman. I'll say that.
Okay.
But she gets she kind of loses the job she has because she's too old and they want some hot new young girl, and so she loses her job and she becomes kind of a candidate for this experimental substance which makes a younger, better version of yourself who is yourself but's not yourself after you make yourself.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
The Prestige, kind of, but with like
you take the substance, let's say, and then you grow a younger, better version of yourself off of yourself that breaks off from yourself that has all your memories up to date, but then the two people start living their own existence.
But then why would I do that? If that's so, I now have to compete with a young, flashy version of Chris.
That's exactly right. Because and yes, exactly. And this is where I actually had problems with the movie because it's kind of a horror-esque thriller movie that then goes real kind of odd, toxic Avenger, John Waters campy near the end. Carrie, it gets weird. It goes out there. But then the thing that didn't work about The Substance for me is it wasn't like you made a younger, cooler version of yourself that you get those memories holding.
Why would I do that? If I could create, like, say, you know how people like grow like an ear because they have good accent, but then if I could transfer my consciousness into the younger version, then that would make sense because then I'm just like transferring bodies. That makes a lot of sense.
That's right, but that's not what happens. It creates 2 versions of you. One is old and one is young, and so that's where I'm like, wait, but the older version of it gets nothing out of this experience.
That's a terrible idea.
Well, that's the movie I watched. There's a lot of booty in it.
Okay, well, whoa. You didn't say that from the beginning. That changes everything.
Oh, I should have started with that. Yeah, there's gratuitous booty in this film, and if that's even a thing, is that a thing?
Yeah, of course it's a thing. Of course it's a thing.
All right. Well, then there's that. I got new bicycle tires.
Interesting.
So let me tell you about this. I've been commuting to work. Right, my
Right.
ride is about an hour.
Okay.
It's a little over 10 miles. And I've been really consistent with it. I mean, I've clocked in at least a couple hundred miles in the last few weeks.
Good for you.
So I'm biking, but
Do you feel different?
Yeah, I feel fatter.
Really?
I'm getting heavier. It doesn't make any sense. I'm actually getting heavier. I guess muscle weighs more than fat. But the point of the story is this. I had a mountain bike. I had a altercation with a car, so I got another bike. It's also a mountain bike. It's a nice mountain bike, but it's got beefy mountain bike tires.
Right.
And I just feel like, I'm commuting on the road, and I test drove a bunch of bikes out. Did I tell you about that?
No.
All right, so I test drove a $4,000 bicycle. I test rode, a couple $1,000 bicycles, and then like $500 street bike and stuff like that. And I didn't like any of them. But I really like this mountain bike I have, except for it's got these beefy mountain bike super tready tires.
Okay.
And so then I was like, what if I just swap the treads out? So I swapped them out. I took 12 minutes off my time just by swapping the treads out. That's it.
Oh, shit.
12 minutes is a lot. Like when I asked the guy, I walked into the store, I go, hey, I'm thinking I could swap my treads out and make better time. And he goes, absolutely. You'll take about 3 minutes off your time. And I go, 3 minutes? He goes, it should be about 30% less resistance. I go, 30% is a lot. So I took 12 minutes off my time. Pretty consistent. I've made the trip like 4 times now. So it's like 10 to 12 minutes. Is your average speed higher? Swapping the
yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
2 to 3 miles higher. Yeah. So that was my week. I did not see Joker. And there is a very specific person who is the cause of me not being able to see Joker.
Why?
Would you believe it's Lady Gaga? Lady Gaga is the reason I didn't see her film. Because you may or may not know this. She had a secret concert she put up at the Belasco Theater a few nights ago. It was in the middle of the night, at like midnight is when the concert started. The next day, she was doing a talk show, Jimmy Kimmel maybe, or something like that, where she did excerpts from this concert she did in the middle of the night before. The concert she was doing was to promote her new album, Harley Quinn, that she's putting out. That I think, listen, I didn't sign any NDAs, so I'm sure I can talk about this, but the concert was secret, off the books. Nobody really knew about it. In order to go in there, you had to, put your cell phones in a bag. They took your watches, any electronic.
There it is.
Because I built the stage for it. Right. Yeah, I built the set for it. And so they're going to use, and they filmed it. I think they're going to use this footage for like music video purposes when they've dropped the album and, who knows when. But then what happened is it was such a success for her team that they fast-tracked another music video project with the company I work with.
Oh, shoot.
And
That's
that has kept me busy all weekend. It is, but it's also the reason I haven't seen the film. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I know you saw it, so I'm hoping, maybe we'll talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, but deservedly
it's got pretty mixed reviews. But otherwise, that's been my week. I've got a question for you, though, Chris. You know why Batman only communicates at night? because his cell phone uses the
Pretty-
bat signal.
There you go, Rich. Rich is back for that. Did you hear that, Rich?
I've heard it all. I heard it all.
He's right on
The whole
cue.
bike conversation.
What you get? Either you got a joke you want to
I
share?
mean, I mean, that's actually not a bad joke, but I can go to the Robot Overlords. That was my plan. All right, Alexa.
Yeah, let's
tell me
hear
a
it.
joke about the Joker.
How did the Joker start his fashion blog?
How?
Do you want to know how I got these scarves?
That's actually Alexa's best joke. Do you want to know how I got these scarves? Joker fashion blog.
That sounds like the entrance of a fashion blog. I'll give it to her.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Rich, how was your week, man? How you been?
Sean, just
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
just working, living life, watching a lot of stuff, and listening to new stuff. I listen to. I'm getting into Warhammer 40K.
Okay.
Listening to Horus Rising because I was trying to find out how to get into it, where to start from. But I'm listening to Horus Rising. Pretty all right. Vox Machina season 3's out. I mean, y'all didn't like the first one anyway, so I'm not going to subject y'all to it. And
I thought we were on to
That's
season
why I
2.
didn't
So
say
if it
Velma
says
season 2 is
anything.
out right now. Are you watching
Was
that?
that?
Rich?
Yeah,
What's
I
out?
saw
You
that
watch
too.
Velma
Anyone
season
jump
2?
into that?
Velma season 2 been out, bro. Where you
Velma?
Yeah,
been
because
at?
episode 11.
Oh, they added more episodes.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, no, I did not watch that. No,
Yeah,
I've been
no,
watching a
yeah.
review or something, watching that, and it's quite hilarious.
Is it worse than season 1?
They're all saying it's worse than season 1. Yeah, there's actually someone who made a Scooby Doo kind of parody of it, and he put all the different Velmas in there. Like Velma, Scooby Doo pretty much is like the mastermind of the world, right? And when Velma becomes kind of hip to what's going on to the remake of the world, Scooby-Doo now he stands up straight, he starts talking, and he like kills everybody, and he remakes the whole world. But for whatever reason, each time Velma she's becoming more conscious to what's going on. She's like, wait, and every version of Scooby-Doo that's out there is all the versions of the world that Scooby-Doo's been making, and the most recent one was the new Velma. So it's pretty dark. It's pretty dope. From episode I'm on episode 3 of From. Episode 4 should be popping tonight. So From season 3, if y'all ain't into that, I don't know what to tell you.
You probably
I mean,
don't have the network
It's
it's on if you don't
on
have it.
Prime. Actually, no, it's on MGM on Prime. So yeah, you probably don't have it.
Yeah.
The Jester. It was a movie. It's like a little scary movie. I didn't finish it all. Kind of fell asleep through it, but it was a little twisted movie. Dan to Dan on Netflix. Listen, if y'all ain't watching, I don't know what else to tell you. It's Dan to Dan.
Dan
It's
to
an
Dan.
anime.
Say Dan the Dan?
Oh,
Yeah, don't look at it. Don't forget about it, Chris. Forget I even said anything. And then I started Salem Lots on HBO.
how was that?
It's all right so far. I
I
didn't get
saw
to
it in
finish
the
that.
previews when I was watching Penguin.
Yeah, I had to cut it off. I'm not gonna. It doesn't. And the previews really doesn't give away, does it? No, it doesn't really give away what's going on with it. What's like going to be the issue? But you know it's going to be supernatural. So I'm not.
Have you guys checked out Grotesque on FX?
No.
Yeah, it looks like similar to American Horror Story, but it's a little bit different. It looks kind of cool.
I might have an answer.
Rich, I got a question for you. What is the storyline of the anime that's on HBO with the I think you have a tattoo of the artwork, don't you?
Uzumaki?
Something
Oh, the
similar?
Uzumaki. Oh, it's based on
Yeah.
it's based on the mangas, the old mangas. I forgot. I think it was called Noragori. I could be off on that name, but it's like a specific artwork and specific style. It's very dark. It's very twisted and like supernatural in nature.
But what exactly is the storyline? Because I started watching and I watched the trailers for it, and I wasn't sure entirely what
well,
I thought this thing was even going to be
Spirals,
about.
pretty much. Like there's a thing. Yeah, the thing about spirals.
Yeah, no, I
Spirals
got
is
that.
taking over. Like I never read the
That part I
manga, so
got.
I couldn't even tell you. All I know is I like the artwork because the artwork gets a little wild. So I'm into the artwork and that's it. And I'm like, let me see if I can get into this anime. And is it pretty much runs the way the artwork looks, like just weird and kind of like off the wall.
Okay. All right.
That
Any
is
other
it.
week
Oh,
updates?
I do have a week update. Hold on, wait a second.
What
See
about-
that shelf there? That's gonna be my show and tell. But that whole shelf is Star Wars
Oh,
for sale. Okay, people, that whole shelf right here, this right here. What's that? Only thing that's not is going to be the little baby Grogu that Jack gave me. I'm not getting rid of my gifted stuff. So
Oh,
no, the sign stays. The
what,
sign's mine.
what about the sign?
You want the sign? I mean, listen, the price for the right
so
price. I
not
can
the
buy sign.
sign, not the. Well, give away the Grogu too for the right price. All right. Well, speaking of toys and stuff, on that note, let's leave this segment. Head on.
corner.
Say again.
Wait, no. We gotta go there.
Yeah,
How
let's
we
just
getting there is the
Get
question.
right to it. Well, I guess that's debatable. You could take a plane, train, or automobile of some kind. Rich is just like
I was gonna
he's
say
about
Jack
to
could take
pop,
his
so
bike,
let's get
with
to
his
the
brand new
collector's
He
wheel.
can take his
corner
bike and
already,
get there 12
Shaved
minutes faster.
12 minutes earlier.
We're all. This is what we're
I
gonna do.
could with
We're
my
all
brand.
gonna change the threads on our bike, the treads on our bike, and get there 30% faster by going down the hill, making a left, making a right, and riding an hour to the collector's corner.
Show and tell time. Here at the Collector's Corner, we're taking toys out of our toy chest, video games out of the vaults, comic
Sure.
books out of the corners. I don't know why you got them in the corners, but take them out, and we're showing them to the rest of the world. They can be worth millions of dollars or just sentimental. Gentlemen, what are we showing this
So
week?
for me to show, let me go last. I'm gonna log in on my phone, and I gotta go upstairs to show you my.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll go first then. Last week
Oh, you
I
opened
showed
them.
off this
Let me
guy.
see the shirt.
Nice.
Took him out of the
nice.
box finally. He's got the "We Say So" logo on the back. This figure made me smile so damn hard. His hat comes off. He's got the lunch pail with all the figures, the little dinosaurs
It
that are
looks
alive that
so
he eats,
freaking good.
and he's just got the
Does, yeah.
best expression. I mean, NECA just killing it so hard. This guy made me so happy to get that I had to instantly fast track my next purchase, which
The baby.
was,
Mama.
of course,
The baby.
the baby, not the mama. And so I haven't opened this yet, but I'm gonna do it this week, and I'll show them off better next week. But I'm already you got a good glare on here, but in person, this thing is freaking adorable, super funny. Comes with NECA doing it right, a few head sculpts,
Nice.
toys, accessories, and the price point was pretty great, man. This thing was like under $30. I found it. Oh, does it even come with the egg? No. I mean, this figure is
That's-
cool, so I can't wait to open it. I probably won't do an unboxing of this thing. It's not new, but I would do an unboxing of these things or a toy review because
It looks so
surprisingly-
freaking good.
Yeah.
I mean, just
And then, Jack, spoiler alert, we're
It's
going to
so
talk about
good.
nostalgia. Have you gone back and watched Dinosaurs since you opened up those toys? It does.
No, you think it doesn't hold up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you
Wouldn't
gone
like
back
it.
and watched Dinosaurs? I mean, how could it not? The thing about Dinosaurs, why I wouldn't be surprised if something like that holds up, is it's got all practical puppet animation stuff, the voice acting. It's all real effects. So if it worked the first time around, the only thing that wouldn't work is does the story and the performances hold up or not?
Okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I mean, it's basically was like any of
Yeah,
those Roseanne shows, or
But it was a pop cult that the baby was a
And-
pop cultural phenomenon when it had. You guys remember?
Yeah, not the mama. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, not the mama.
that's
Even
nice.
Yo,
the
the
even the
detail on
tail
that
has
is
articulation.
so nice.
I'm just going to need to. We got
You
to
got
balance it out. That
tailticulation.
all that heft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Without the tail, he don't stand up. Without the tail, he's kind of a McFarlane
yeah
figure.
it's kind of the same with the
tail,
gargoyles.
he just standing
So they
strong.
kind of stand on their tippy toes, so they got the tail.
Yo, again, NECA's a really good price point for ridiculously good figures with
you know what?
tons
I
of
think NECA is
accessories.
that's a good point because I was looking at the Mafex Batman the Animated Series figure,
Okay.
and it wasn't drastically different than the McFarlane.
Yeah.
And then I look at Mafex, which is a super high price point. Then I look at NECA, and if it's a figure I like, I can justify spending the extra $10 or $15 because of the mixed media, because of because of the detailing, and it's really like it's a worthy.
Yeah.
If there's a figure you really like, it's worth buying the NECA because NECA is just you get a lot of value.
The thing about McFarlane is I like the McFarlanes, but you often lack quality control. The thing about the Mafex is if you want something that's right off the pages of the comic books and the CQ is as high as it possibly can be, and it comes with tons of accessories and head sculpts and stuff like that, Mafex is incredible. But the price point's ridiculous. But yeah, NECA is such a good blend of these things.
Good to see you too.
Pop Johnson in the house.
Glad you're here.
And what up, C23?
What's going on, C23?
What's up, C23?
All right. Well, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were done. Oh,
no, go ahead.
You're going to
So
go.
what are you showing? Yeah, I'm done.
You guys,
I went
you guys
upstairs.
do it.
I'm logged
All right.
in. I'm logged in on my phone. So I'm gonna run upstairs, and then Rich, after you're done, just let me into the show.
Let you. Okay, cool. We should.
Actually, I'll wait. You know what? I don't want to miss Rich's stuff. I don't want to take away from Rich. I'll wait.
We should just put the camera on now so we can see you run through your house.
Don't worry, you won't run through my house. I'll put it on.
Actually,
so anyway, so yeah, because I don't have anything new. I haven't bought anything new in months. Actually, no. I take that back. Did I show you guys this? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys this, right? I showed you this. The NECA gargoyles. Okay,
yep.
So never mind.
Yep.
So yeah, so like I said, I haven't bought anything. I mean, no.
you can show it again. These figures are so good looking.
You got gargoyles.
Those loincloths are fabric, right?
No, they're like a little rubber. Yeah,
it's still different media.
You got the different one with this one with Demona is you got a happy face, so she's like kind of smirking, smiling ish. So it's kind of different from the lone standalone one you get, and then also with Goliath you also get a smiling face with him, whereas you kind of just get a stone cold face and then the raging face, and they come with a few different little things. They got the amulet. The amulet that represents their union and whatnot, which breaks in half.
Look at her gazing into his eyes.
Yes, those are the two new faces.
Is that earring metal?
It feels metal tinted. It's probably plastic, but it looks metal. It looks, metallic.
Yeah, that's freaking cool.
But yeah, she got hoops in them. Actually, let me grab her off the shelf.
Give me a girl. You got the bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair. She got a Fendi bag and a bad attitude. That's all I need to get me in a good mood.
Nope.
Chris is out of control.
All right, so yeah, here she is off the shelf, and you see.
Hey, you have 2?
Yeah, because she came standalone. I don't know if you can see it here.
Yeah, shoot.
And the 2-pack. I
bought the solo and the 2-pack.
Goliath. I got the video game version. If anyone ever played that, I think I was on Sega. Like Sega or Sega Game Gear might have been Game Gear. Either way.
I still have Game Gear.
And then I got his first release, which is just his cartoon version. I believe there is a cartoon or a black and white version, one of those two, and then this one. So I told myself I wasn't going to do it, but I ended up doing it anyway. So here we are, more stuff.
Nice.
That's it. Go on to scramble up through your house.
All right.
Do we have some music for that? Let me see.
Hold on. Let me in here. Hold on, where am I here?
He's got it.
There we go.
Wow, we got double Chris in the show. Oh man.
Oh, those knees are burning. Those knees are burning. I don't know.
Not here.
Are we
There
there?
we go.
I just got wait. Hold on.
There you are.
I turned my camera around. I don't know if I can. Anyway, all right. Look. So you guys can see, this is the 2000 GI Joe headquarters.
Okay. That the one you 3D printed? No.
No. This I bought on Macari.
Okay.
So it's actually pretty dope.
No, where is my little brother when we
And it's
need
pretty
him to
complete.
vet this thing?
That's a recent release? That's
No,
like a
this
new
came out in 2000.
Oh, 2000.
Yeah,
Oh.
so you have the gun. So
Nowadays?
this is already set up because this is actually in the middle of a game right now. But you have the gun in the front. You have the jail that you press that, and the doors blow off, and it makes no. Remember, you guys? I'm gonna bring you some nostalgia. Remember the old school gun noises?
I don't think so. I had the mobile command center for the GI Joes. I don't remember there being.
Yeah,
one.
that thing is worth dough.
Yo,
I wish I kept it.
JWP in the house. JWP, what do you think of this GI
Pretty
Joe
dope.
Fortress he's
And
showing
then
off?
this is the bad guy base over here.
The bad guy
What
base.
are these
Okay.
Legos? What am I seeing?
So
here?
you're seeing that's from GI Joe. This is from GI Joe Retaliation. The Hummer H2. I bought it because we actually have a H2.
Nice.
The Cobra Parasite,
Okay.
and then we mix it up with the Gotham. It's the same scale. So we have the. I know.
Oh,
And
you
then we
gotta
have the
keep it going
Gotham
sideways, man.
police car, which obviously
Okay.
there's guys in there. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice how
And then,
the
what
whole
else we
hood comes off.
This was a set from Nickelodeon called Rusty Rivets, but it works well with the GI Joes. This is a Batcave from Spin Master. This was this is APC.
Jeez,
here.
man. JWP's headed
And
over
you
to
see
your
all the
house
Joes
right
on the
now to
floor.
play with your Joes.
Nice.
Yo, who is that
Dog
dog
with
with
the
the helmet
helmet.
on in the corner? I keep
Yes.
seeing.
Do a 180.
You
Do
don't
a
got a
quick
dog?
180.
Oh, you're talking
In the corner of your room?
about the horse with the helmet.
Oh, that's a horse. Okay.
Yep,
All right.
it's the horse with
It's
the
a
helmet.
horse with the helmet.
And then the helmet's just the helmet.
What's the helmet about?
Oh yeah, Viv wanted to
You
show
got
her
a random
her neck
person
of
on the floor
Beetlejuice.
too.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Nice.
Oh, that's sick.
it's Necker. Yep.
Yo, that's best show and tell of the week.
We saw Beetlejuice, and then we have some Star Wars sets here. And then which one?
Yo, I got that helmet.
Yep, there's a Deadpool
The
bucket.
Optimus Prime, man.
Yep,
That have a voice in the mouth.
and then in here,
Yeah.
my treadmill.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
We gotta-
you guys
we
didn't
gotta
get a
proper
video of that.
video of that thing in
And
motion.
then,
Don't close on it yet. All right. Good looking good so far.
There's the adult Lego set.
The adult Lego set, probably the biggest scam of 2024.
And then back there is the Power Rangers mobile base, um, Ninja Turtles, another GI
Man.
Joe, Bat caves. We got a good setup over here.
Yeah,
So, yeah. And then toys,
Mad.
action figures, and more action figures. That's it. This is.
This
Well,
is
if
like
I'm running
the
up the stairs,
deluxe
I gotta
show
show
and
you everything. I
tell.
gotta make it worthwhile, right?
I guess that's true. While you're running down the stairs, Hunter Iggy asked, Three brothers and a shot of milk, what's your thoughts on people saying that Joker failure for DC Studios, but people don't know that Warner Brothers Studios and DC Studios are not connected? Well, Warner Brothers Studios and DC Studios are not connected. Although Warner Brothers owns
yeah.
most of the property,
I've never
don't
heard
they?
of people saying DC Studios was the failure. They're just saying that the movie itself and WB.
The movie itself, yeah,
The movie itself was.
which is okay. I guess I don't know what's my thoughts on it. People are going to say whatever they say. My question is, are these people who are saying Joker's a failure seen the movie? Chris, you've seen the movie. Would you say Joker was a failure?
Not a failure as a movie, a failure as a Joker movie. If that makes sense.
And that's what
If-
people are saying. From what
If I were to
sorry,
give you
keep
this
going.
movie and tell you this was about a mentally ill guy who's seeing the world through his mental illness, it's not a bad movie. But the scenes that we saw and the way they framed the trailer, it was misleading. And the biggest takeaway, Chris, I was talking to Viv about it because, in fact, I texted you guys about it when I left. I was like, I'm so confused. I didn't know if this movie was terrible or genius. And now that I had time to think about it, it's a good movie by itself, but it's a terrible Joker movie. A terrible Joker movie.
Is it also hard that it's getting compared to itself?
Well, yeah, because its predecessor set
its
a certain
predecessor
tone,
self.
and you expect it. So, without giving away too many spoilers, when you saw the first Joker movie, we saw him kill people and become the Joker. Now, this movie picks up right where that movie left off, and he's going to be on trial for the crimes he committed. And the way they frame the trailer, you would think that he's on trial, he breaks out somehow, and him and Harley Quinn like run amok and do whatever they do. That is not the movie you're gonna get. The movie's a very, very grounded, very, very realistic movie, and it's just like, okay, like I guess.
Well, Todd Phillips went on record saying that he and the two stars of the film would meet up often and just almost completely tear the script up and start over. So I don't know whether I think that's a good thing or a horrific thing to kind of consider that
was overdone. It got to the point where you're watching it and you're like, oh, I need the musical aspect to. Like, I don't like musicals at all.
Period.
But I could understand if you're trying to see the world through the eyes of a mentally ill character, how the musical aspect can lend to that sense of delusion. So I can accept some of it, but it got to the point where there were so many musical numbers that you're like, I want this story to progress. I want to see what happens, and then it's like, I've had enough of it.
From the people that I was looking at that reviewed it, they were saying that it would like the movie would just stop and then there's a musical number.
Yes.
And then it would just pick up and there was like no progression. Like you got like for West Side Story, you get a musical within that, right? It's a musical, but it's like a progression into the story itself.
But the musical numbers in something like West Side Story push the story forward, where the musical numbers in Joker not pushing the content forward.
There was some like singing between like Lady Gaga, and Lady Gaga's acting is amazing in this, but there was some. I don't know. I just think it was. the fact that you're saying that they went back and forth and tore up the script, I can see it, and I don't know why the choices was made to make the movie the way that they did.
And from my understanding of it, Harley Quinn wasn't even a criminal. She admitted herself into the
She is.
hospital.
So they give Harley Quinn a very, very similar background to what she has. If you guys want to spoil it, I'll spoil it.
Well, maybe we wait till the end of the show to
Okay,
spoil
fair
it
enough,
so people
fair
can either opt out or opt in. All right, so we'll probably do a soft spoil on Joker 2 near the end of the show. Connie Alaska in the house, she said, I heard
Patty,
it's
I
confusing.
agree with you 100%.
We'll
And that's
talk
exactly
more
what I
about that
texted to the
later.
crew after this. I've never left a movie more confused.
I was hearing that people were in the movie theater and like even for what was it, Megalopolis, which I heard wasn't that good, but people were still like kind of like, yeah, it was at the end of the movie. But this one, people were just like silent and confused and walk in and like, well, what did I just watch?
That's pretty much how it was.
And these were fans. These were fans, mind you. These weren't reviewers.
I think it's time
they
for-
did a release for the fans first before they did a showing for it.
I didn't read it, but I saw leaks and rumors on Reddit, and I didn't read it. But
yeah,
we'll get back to it though. Jack, where you want to go now? It's time for the news.
Well, I think it's time for some news.
Job breaking news.
All right, so this week's news should be entertaining. I think perhaps all three of us has prepared some news, so let's just jump back and forth. I hit you with some comic book news to start the segment off. In comic book news, the Toxic Avenger is getting a new comic book series, and it is looking 80s camp.
I used to work for the Toxic Avenger
in glorious fashion.
No, for real, Mitch Cohen.
Yeah, well,
you work for the actual guy. Okay.
So Mitch Cohen, the guy who played the Toxic Avenger, used to be the regional manager for Cars Xerox. And I interviewed with him. He hired me. And then him and then a bunch of people left. In that, a 2-week period you give when you change jobs. Him and a bunch of people left because of a contract scandal. And they went and they formed their own company.
Okay.
That's interesting. Here's some cover art. You see the guy is totally in a tutu, rocking a mop. Oh, it's a little fuzzy, huh? Yeah, but I mean, it looks 80s campy in all its glory. You can't really see that too well, but you get the idea. Yeah, I mean, these just super grotesque, and they're talking about making another live-action movie about. Yeah, I don't know if we need it. Don't know if we need it. In other comic book news, Marvel Comics is dropping a Sentinel series. It's going to follow the iconic X-Men robot Overlord, and it looks like from the cover art on that thing, I'll show you the cover art on that one too. Maybe I'll take some of this filter off. Hang on one second. Doom, 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 doom. Virtual backgrounds. There you go. This is looking like we're picking up the Sentinels in some kind of like post-apocalyptic Sentinel setting, and then following these Sentinel human hybrids, right?
Future that fought Bishop.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The what's the freak's his name?
It was the white one.
But that looks kind of interesting. I'm wondering where they go with that. And the last bit of comic book related specific news is Dynamite Comics is dropping a Terminator series entitled The Terminator. And what's interesting about that one to me is it's a world where the Terminators have failed to kill John Connor, but they haven't given up. And so what they're doing is they're sending Terminators back in time, all over time, to kill anything related to future leader resistance leaders, right? It looked pretty cool. So I might check that one out when it drops. I think these ones are dropping this week. So if you got a local comic book store and you're looking
Dynamite
for
is
something
cool. They do
interesting to
the
check
boys.
out,
They do.
they're
What else do they do? They have a couple other lines that they picked up. I think we picked up I think my GI Joe is Dynamite
yeah.
because it got dropped from Marvel. No, it's Image. Yeah, it's Image now.
GI Joe was
the
dropped
dude-
from Marvel.
Image Comics.
Well,
Yeah,
but that's
it's
not
Duke.
the GI
It's
Joe
Joe.
store.
There's a GI Joe logo right there.
It's Duke.
The Transformers storyline is happening on
I
Image.
wonder if it's. Well, I think they do like they're doing Darkwing Duck, Gargoyles, those guys, things like that. So you got a lot of different, character IP, and
Yeah.
Boom Studios
Boom Studios
doing
is
a lot
great.
of like
There's a
movie
lot of
stuff.
good. There's a lot of good new
So-
studios. There's a lot of good publishers out there. Yeah, let
Feel
me
free to jump in with any news
So,
things you guys want to talk about.
Joker.
See-
Todd Phillips confirms that Joker 2 is his last DC movie. So the DC Dark Universe that was supposed to be led by Todd Phillips is dead. And
That's it.
yeah.
Yep. Sound is off.
Is it all of us or is it just
Yes,
me?
sound is off. Is your sound off to your movement? It's one of us.
I don't know.
Maybe let's see. You
I
got
hear
to
it.
do the test.
We're like, I know that our stream is like 10 seconds behind because because Vivis was watching the stream and I heard myself talking and we're literally like, we're talking and it's getting streamed like 10 seconds later.
Yeah, it's a delay in case things happen.
Yeah. I don't know.
So Todd Phillips is out. I heard that too.
Yeah.
I heard that he said this is
I
his
mean,
last DC film.
I'm not if he would have said that after the first Joker, I would have been a little upset. After this one, it's like go do something else, bro.
Yeah. Hellboy, the Crooked Man, that was released in the UK, is going straight to digital for everyone else. It will be for $19.99 on Amazon, and yeah, that's pretty much that. I find that interesting. It's an interesting move. I wonder why they decided to do that. They did a live release in the UK.
Well, it's particularly interesting when you open your AMC app and half the films on there are old movies anyway. You know,
Is it?
like Whiplash is back in theaters.
Huh.
Yeah, well, it was a week ago.
Let me ask you this. So we see that a lot by me too, where the theaters will show movies. What movies do you think? This may be a good debate question, but what movies do you think are worthwhile going back to see in the movies that have to have that theatrical experience?
I'd see Braveheart again, no question. Like Braveheart in the Dolby or
I would
IMAX.
co-sign that. I would say Back to the Future. It's such like classic Hollywood, like
Back to the Future.
they.
You know, Dark Knight was a great
It was.
cinematic experience in the
I saw it
theater.
in theater. Yeah, well, I was in the theater. What about you, Rich?
I would say Lord of the Rings, especially the Twin Towers. The two towers. That battle scene was the end battle scene. Yeah.
But I think was Matrix
a lot of them,
was
they
back
go back
in the theater not that long
for
ago.
various reasons. Like Batman.
They've been doing.
Yeah.
You know, they started doing that after all these strikes. They're like strike. There's no content. Let's just start dropping old movies. And what they found out is everyone went to go see them. So now it's the trend. Back to the Oh, is that why you guys make a good union?
That was a pretty. They've loved Apocalypto.
Really? You'd see Apocalypto? Wow. Well, talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken's getting an animated action commercial. Have you guys seen this? It's 50 seconds long and it's utterly animaic. Basically, it opens on Colonel Sanders. He's a young hip kid with long, perfect white hair. He's got a weird animal dog character, and he goes from a skyrise building loft, jumping down. He's got a skateboard. He's got like an electric whip, and eventually he gets to the ground level, and he lands in the perfect heroic pose in front of his KFC restaurant that he opens. KFC is very big in Japan, so I'm surprised there's
We're
not
talking
a whole
about
series.
it, so let's see what happens. You know what happens when we talk about stuff? It comes to fruition.
Oh, we're talking about yeah. Don't be surprised if in a year from now you see a KFC anime series.
I got more news.
Right,
Andrew Garfield
who's got more news?
Wants to return. He's pushing for Amazing Spider-Man 3, and he wants to return. He said after his appearance in the 2021 No Way Home that he's more than willing to come back again, and that he felt like his trilogy was never finished and his story was never told. They were telling the Ultimate Spider-Man where his parents were still alive, and I mean I liked him as Spider-Man. I think I'd watch it. Are we living in a world where we can have multiple cinematic Spider-Mans?
Absolutely. We have multiple cinematic anythings now. That's the world we're living in. In more Andrew Garfield related news, Hot Toys has just gone live with its pre-orders for the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man figure and their Doctor Doom figure, which looks spectacular, and I have a feeling we're going to be getting a lot more Doctor Doom content.
And more Spider-Man news, well,
in the
more
future.
So rumors, Spider-Man 4 supposedly has a title, and Tom Holland might be coming back as Spider-Man. And the title is King in Black. If it could feature Null and the God of Symbiote, and more than likely Spider-Man getting his symbiote suit or Venom.
Well, how could it not feature Null if it's titled the King in Black? And because that is who the King in Black is. So I'm like, what are you talking about? And but isn't that who the villain of this
that's been
Venom
the rumor
film
that
is?
Yes. The key, so we see outlines of this guy. That's going to be Null, and the new trailer actually mentions this is my creator, so we know it's Null is the Venom villain, and supposedly he's gonna lead into the new Spider-Man movie, and that's how it's going to connect.
Viv St. Victor says the end of us. Yes. I think she means maybe The Last of Us. New season's coming out. She's currently playing the video game. The video games,
we
re-released.
We just got
they all look really good.
I guess right? the remastered version. It looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. In other Joker news, the Joker open to really mixed reviews. It's got about 60% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It's made domestically about 40 million, globally about 120 million, and the film cost 200 million to make. So globally, in another few weeks, so they'll make their money back, but they're not.
You know what is delivering though, Jack?
Breaking the box office.
Agatha all along.
Yeah, I heard. Good for them.
The viewership is high for Agatha all along, and the MCU is counting it as another hit for Disney Plus.
Well, look, I like the 2 episodes I saw. I'm trying to get back to it.
I mean,
but Gaga's eating up all my time right now.
Jack.
Well, speaking of Gaga, here's some toy news. McFarlane Toys is dropping another round of Marvel statues, including Grey Hulk, Wolverine in his brown outfit, Magneto, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and, for you Venom fans out there, Venom. And there's also another Captain America figure. So what do we think that means for McFarlane
if it transfers from
Toys?
Statues to action figures? Because those Marvel Legend figures, they're cool, but they're very expensive, and I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if McFarlane starts white labeling the Marvel Legends stuff. If he starts making it behind the scenes, and we'll see a drastic change in the Marvel Legends figures.
Huh. The McFarlane statues I thought were cool, but they're very specific. But they're all kind of uniform in their. They're very comic book. They're colored to
Statues
look
are
like
cool,
comic
but
book drawings.
I don't know. Statues
right?
don't just. They don't take up my pickle, man. I have a
I
couple.
mean, they do the same thing that your,
Nah, I
your
want-
figures do. They just sit
No,
on the
they
shelf.
don't. Rich. You
Yeah,
might
they do. I mean, if
You
you're
don't
out here
get-
playing with them,
yeah,
just-
but you don't
if
get to
you're playing with
pick
your
the
toys.
color.
Just say you're playing with your toys. All right.
Rich,
But
I don't
they-
think I don't think that was ever disputed. The fact that I was playing with my
There we
toys.
go.
Okay then.
Did we not
I don't
walk
think there's a
upstairs?
dispute whether I'm playing with toys or not. That's not the conversation. I just like being able to pose my as I look up at the figures I have. I just like being able to pose them and sometimes play with them, especially when you're on a meeting. And then when they ask you what's going on, you don't know because you're too busy with a Wolverine in one hand and a Deadpool in the other hand, and you're like, sure, upward
Okay.
mobility.
And with some more depressing news, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse has been pushed back to 2027. So we're not going to get that
Oh, part
continuation of Miles Morales as the Prowler.
Well, look at what happened between that one and the last one. We had again all the
And
strikes.
also there is a Max Chaotic Superhero Satire, the franchise. It is about a show being made of a lesser known or a second tier superhero, and is pretty much the hijinks behind that show or the making of the
Isn't it
show.
like Kite Man? Don't we have that?
It's not really Kite Man because they're like making a show. That's not like a superhero from what I'm reading here. They're saying it's a superhero flick, but they're saying it's the making of the show.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what's happening here. The person that wrote this is confusing me, to say the least. But he's saying that it's fun. It's a fun watch. He was able to watch all 8 episodes beforehand, before the release, and he's reporting that he loved it. So we'll see. The franchise on
What's it
Max.
called?
Max HBO.
And it's on what series? Oh, HBO. Target stores are about to rock their customers with Venom Pool action figures, retro Wolverine figures, and
Yes,
a couple
we
new
do.
Transformer
We
toys.
got pictures of that?
I suspect they'll be
That's
flying
my
off the
target.
shelves. For you Star Wars fans out there, SH Figure Arts are dropping some really cool Star Wars figures. You're getting an Anakin figure, a Yoda figure with a lightsaber, Han Solo, and a Chewbacca. But the Han Solo figure actually looks really good. I might pick that one
Okay.
up myself.
I got one. But Amazon Prime is coming out with a Spider Noir series, and
Yeah.
supposedly there's been the first
Yeah.
photos of showing Nicolas Cage on set. You
Yeah,
guys
it's
want to
like
see what they look like?
it's like
His cage.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
Indian.
let's see this.
I guess. So go on.
Yeah.
Do you even see his face, though?
That's it.
So you see him right here, kneeled over. He's not in a costume, but yeah.
I mean, he really doesn't have
Yeah.
much for a costume except for like gloves and a mask
He does
Yeah.
wear a mask.
and the
He has
hat.
spider powers. Yeah, he's
Well,
a
he
hat.
didn't have
He
any
can
With the
buy,
trench
yeah.
coat.
So yeah, this is gonna be on Prime.
Huh.
It's set in the 1930s New York. He's a down and out, down on his luck private investigator, and he grapples his past. I guess he's a washed up Spider-Man who's now just a private eye. So
Oh.
I've seen some of the script for the series, and I'll tell you what I read of it. The writing was actually pretty good. The dialogue was good. So hopefully that translates and tracks for the whole content. Mayfex is releasing some pre-orders. If you're a boys fan, they are dropping an A-Train figure, and this guy looks pretty good. I mean, talking about quality control and action
How
figures,
much? Bro?
when Mayfex does it, they do it right.
Yep.
How much is the figure? I think it depends on where you're buying it from. If you're buying it straight from Japan, you're probably paying close to $60. If you're buying it after it's reached these shores, you're probably paying close to $120. I wouldn't be surprised. And the Eradicator Superman figure from Mayfex is dropping. It's released this month. That's a pretty good looking figure. Look at this guy. The glasses come off. He's got his backpack. Do the glasses come off?
It's got to be.
He's got to be a head sculpt without the glasses.
It better be.
For $100,
That V, compound V?
there better
Yeah.
be.
He had the lines in his forehead and everything. That's pretty dope.
Rich, this one's for you.
Oh, we play
The
that.
video game Shredder's Revenge is dropping a limited run where the set comes with Playmate action figures of all the turtles, including some trading cards, the games, of course, and a bunch of other fun little goodies. So if you like picking up stuff that
Not
comes with
doing it
stuff,
anytime soon.
you can get that. And the last bit of news
I'm not doing that anytime soon, but I appreciate
Say again?
It was free on Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly. I played it free on Gamecast.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I wasn't like
it was a good couch co-op
that
game that I can play with some.
But I did
action.
like it.
I think Viv played it a little bit too.
Exactly. The last bit of news on my plate is the CW is set to air their 2-hour premiere, kicking off the final season of Superman and Lois. This episode is going to pick up with the conclusion of the epic Doomsday Battle. This is dropping tomorrow, so I can't wait. Cannot wait. It's like the one thing next week I'm actually really gunning to watch. Did you guys watch the last
No.
Haven't watched
the
any
finale of
I haven't
last
watched any of it
season?
either.
I'm telling you, you don't need to watch any of it to enjoy this fight. The Superman Doomsday Battle is so good in this content. It's crazy like how off some of the Zack Snyder
Is
Doomsday
CW's
fight
getting
was.
better than Zack Snyder? That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this Doomsday fight, and you can watch the whole first half of it. It's been out for a year now, almost half a year, whatever it was, whenever the last season ended, is so damn good
I'm
that
gonna watch
I am
it.
like salivating to get back
I'm gonna watch
on
it.
it. And so, I don't know how you guys, I don't know how you've managed to miss it. It's just,
Lawrence
I mean,
loved
this
it,
content
but-
was just great, and well, yeah, the content itself is really good, but I'm talking about the battle, the way the fight is handled. There's one oddly questionable moment in it for me. Aside from that, the way the fight is handled, I mean, you see Superman instantly being heroic. He's removing the fight. I mean, they end up on the moon by the end of it. So, if, you see a hero really trying to preserve the natural order of not letting all humanity be destroyed by this monster creature. It's good, and it looks like this is going to be their final season,
Yeah.
and they're dealing with the death
shoot.
of Superman.
Okay.
Like, that's the arc they're taking.
I hope y'all enjoy.
Yeah. So it's looking good.
I mean, Rich is not has zero intention of watching it.
I'm just saying. I hope y'all enjoy. I haven't watched a CW show in years. I can't even tell you. All right. Even the recent Flashes stuff and I'm not even caught up with that. I watched it on Netflix. So there's that.
That's it. That's all I got.
Any other news?
Oh wait, the franchise drops.
That's it for the
tonight.
news.
Oh,
So if you want to watch it, if you don't want to watch the Penguin for some reason because you're mentally ill, then yeah, watch the franchise. Not saying it's gonna be bad, but I'm just saying maybe you should watch the Penguin first
Ooh,
I'm gonna definitely watch the Penguin. I'll tell you that.
because it's hot fire. It spits hot fire.
Hot fire.
It's gonna be 3.
How many
Really?
episodes is
Are you not
Penguin?
caught up?
2?
Criminal.
I'm not caught up. Gaga's been eating all my time. I mean, she's paying me for it, so there's that. All right, I think it's time
Wait,
for debate.
We have our non-copyright infringing. What's your news, Corey?
Corey, if this
But
is something
before we
about
get to
She-Hulk
debate,
or
what's the news?
or whatever.
Or something mean to hurt Jack's feelings.
that was a good one though.
All right. It's not your phone. The sound. There's something funny in our sound today, ladies and gentlemen. There's something funny in our sound today.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, mute the thing, and let it play.
Wait.
All right, so we got a couple debate questions
You have an
today.
Amazon Prime cameo? You?
Who's that?
Wait, your shot if Milk has an Amazon Prime
What's that?
cameo.
Really? What's that?
That's your
How do we
news
find it?
segment. Yes. I was in a little thing. I have a little cameo in an Amazon
In what?
thing that a little thing
Jack,
that's on
in
Amazon.
what?
Let's say
That's
that.
a
Tell us.
commercial? What is it?
The content is called Starlets, and it's basically about a group of girls who try to make money doing questionable. Well, they create like an online dating thing where they can
And
scam dudes with
Is
money.
it a show or
Like
is it
Sugar
a
Daddies.
series?
No. It's a small little. It's like a web series
And are
that
you
got
in the whole thing,
put
or
on
are you just
Amazon,
are you in
I think.
an episode?
2023?
No. I've got like I've got like 3 lines in the thing in like episode.
Hold on, here we go. This one?
Probably that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Is that it, Jack? And
Yeah,
which
that
episode are you in, Jack?
That looks like it. Yeah.
Don't
So
pretend like you don't know, because you know exactly which episode,
Jack.
what time skip you're in, Jack.
Honestly.
Tell us.
To support you, I will buy and watch this, okay?
oh boy. Well,
Is it
you're not
streaming on
supporting
Prime
me
Video?
because I'm not making any of the money, but appreciate.
No, you gotta, but it's like $2.
No, I
$2.
think it's costs like $2. I play an obnoxious casting director, but I'll tell you what, I did some hysterical stuff in it that never made the cut. And ladies and gentlemen, that's just the thing about movie magic is the actors have no control over what makes the
Jack,
He's the
what
pizza
what
dude.
time,
So,
what,
there's that.
where are you in the show? What time do you show up?
Oh,
Jack, what time do you show up?
Honestly, I
Jack,
don't
if you
know.
don't
I
tell
think
me,
it's
we will
like a
watch
movie.
this
It might
entire
be-
movie right now.
it's not a movie. It's a series.
It might be like episode.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a
I'll
series.
buy
It
it.
might be
Because
episode
there is a
3 or
movie called
something.
Starlet.
Yeah, it's not a movie. This is definitely they're short. They're like
Okay.
5 to 10 minute episodes. But it looks like the series is getting picked up for a bigger run of it, which would be cool. Super happy for the creators
they
of
bring
this
me back.
series, and hopefully they bring me back because it's nice to. It's nice. It's not a great role or anything,
Listen,
but it's
I
nice
watch
to
I
work
watch
on
all of
it.
y'all for the most part
So,
in your stuff.
yeah. Well, so there's that. Thanks, Corey Pearson, for bringing that up. Jack ruined your podcast. Yeah. Now, at least he's consistent. All right. So here's a couple of debate questions. One, we're talking nostalgia. So we want to know what nostalgia rewatches or replays have held up for you, and what has not held up for
So
you.
yeah, so what got me thinking about this question is number one, I just spent I bought that new GI Joe base, and we're playing with it while watching GI Joe. Some episodes of GI Joe do not hold up. I'll tell you right now, the way they treat women would not ride.
What are you talking
Like,
about? Give us some
like-
examples.
love it?
You think that's G.I. Joe exclusively?
No, but I just
You think that's
specifically
G.I.
saw
Joe
it in GI Joe.
exclusively?
Trying to think what else.
I
But
need
yeah,
some
but yeah,
examples
that's
of
kind of
how
where it came from.
of
Like,
how
so what stuff-
they treat women. I need
Yeah,
examples.
and Rich, in your case, even if you go back to video games, because I know that you're a big video game guy, what stuff have you gone back and played and be like, look, like you remember in your head as being a great time, gone back, and it's like, you know, this was a great time. And what stuff have you gone back and was like, what the heck was I thinking?
Are you asking me specifically, or
No, I'm just that's the question.
You know, I went back this week actually, and I played the side scroller X-Men game for the Genesis, which was at the time, man, I love this game. It didn't exactly hold up, but it didn't exactly not hold up either. What held up for me was the characters. Like, I enjoy seeing the characters on the screen running around. What didn't hold up for me was the gameplay mechanics of it, which it just jump and punch kind of mechanics, which pretty indicative of side scrollers. But I think it was maybe the controller wasn't the right controller for it, and they adapted the movement for the one I had. But that element of it did not hold up. I'll tell you something else that didn't hold up. And hey, man, you might be angry with this one, but I went back and I
Shut up,
watched
Jack.
the original Ninja Turtles.
Jack, shut up, because I watched
I
it.
didn't
I
think
watched
it
it
held
in the
up.
past month, and it holds up. Even Ninja Turtles 2, when Keanu's like,
I didn't think
in
it
your
held up.
dreams, yeah, but at least I'll dream of something thinner. Come on, man, like, those lines still hit. All those lines in Turtles still hit.
I don't know. Let's turn to the chat, man.
And
Does
I'm
the
not talking
original
about Turtles
Ninja
3
Turtles
after Jim Henson
hold
passes
up? I
away.
mean,
Not Turtles in Time. I'm talking about Turtles 1 and Secret of the Ooze.
I'm not even talking about the
Vanilla Ice is
the
rapping. They
visual
start
of it
fighting.
looks
He's like,
good,
go
but the
Ninja, go
story,
Ninja,
man,
go. That holds up, Jack.
what is Vanilla Ice
He-
even
he
doing?
repro-
Doesn't he sell houses
renovates
now?
houses and sells
Look,
them? Yes.
all I know is in that time, he's rapping the underground club, and then everyone knows the words to his song that he's making up on the spot right there.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Goonies
You know what
definitely
holds
holds
up? Goonies holds up. Yo, are we
Yes.
getting a sequel
we are.
30 years later of that? Is this going to be like the
We'll
Beetlejuice
see.
movie?
We'll see. You know what holds up? You know, TV show I was watching that I used to really like. It's not that old, but I was Madam Secretary, and yeah, I like that. So there's a character, Lance
You know, I'm on
Corporal
that too.
Mark Ferguson, who's my favorite character.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, all right. I see where you're going.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I'm getting
IMDb or
upset because
something?
you have all these successes and you don't
Get
tell
outta
us
here.
about it. So you should.
Nah,
That's pretty dope.
yeah. I'm still getting residuals off that, like a quarter,
But okay,
a quarter every 6 months. Yo, I got wait. I got a residual check for
for what?
1 penny one time, and I'm like, I don't even remember something. I don't know. It might have been a soap opera, but I got a residual check for a penny, and it
Right,
costs like
right.
30 cents
But they
to
gotta give
mail
you
the
that-
letter. I'm like,
Oh,
save the
shoot.
penny and give me
Okay,
the
let me ask you
postage.
this: have you guys gone back and watched any
No.
of those terrible like 80s and 90s action shows like A-Team and Knight Rider and Airwolf and any of that stuff? Have you guys gone back and watched any of that stuff
No.
recently?
I haven't gone back and watched a lot of things or played a lot of old stuff. Last thing I watched was what? Aliens.
Okay.
So I don't go back and watch a lot of old stuff. I'll be honest with you, or play a lot of old stuff. I played some of the recent stuff. I mean, the oldest game that I played as of late was Titanfall 2, and it holds up.
That's fair enough.
Right. Sounds like Corey's on my side with the Ninja Turtles. He said they did Casey
Well, we
wrong,
didn't get any
and
of
where
the
the F were the
Dimension X
robots?
stuff in that. In that. No,
But
no. Shredder
Shredder's
Foot
Clan
Clan were
were
robots in the new
robots.
series.
You
In
didn't
the
get that.
Nickelodeon series, they were robots. But were they always robots in the comics? Or I thought they were always.
In the cartoon?
Yeah.
Did they?
In the cartoon,
I
they were
thought in the
robots because
first
they blew
cartoon
apart.
that they were just guys.
Yeah. In the original cartoon, I thought they were robots.
Because I know
That
they
way
were.
you could
I
get
know.
away with the
In
violence.
the Nickelodeon run of TMNT, they were robots, which is an underrated. I mean, that's I talk about that like that's a recent series, but this series is like 15 years old. But it's a pretty good it's a really good series. Like I was watching it when Sebastian got into it, and I started watching it with Sebastian. I'm like, yo, this is kind of a banger.
Okay.
Princess Bride still
I haven't
holds
watched
up
Princess
for me.
Bride in a while.
See, my thing about that movie is sometimes I wonder if I'm just so grandfathered into the film if it holds up for a new person
So I wonder that too. So
watching it who's never seen it before.
we'll talk about the first Beetlejuice. So I look at it and we watch that stuff with Sebastian to see if that holds up because he doesn't have the same like nostalgia glasses that we do. But he likes Beetlejuice. He loves Hocus Pocus, which nothing that holds up. And yeah, I think if something is good,
Wait,
you can
Hocus Pocus
overlook
doesn't hold
like
up?
weapon.
Hocus Pocus doesn't hold up?
It does. No, it does hold up. It does.
Oh, okay.
He loves it. Don't worry, Rich. I'm not bashing Hocus Pocus. Don't worry.
I was just making sure. Like, you're gonna have some angry fans out there. Hocus Pocus, how dare you hate the witches?
Now Hocus Pocus holds up. It was pretty good. What doesn't hold up for me, He-Man doesn't hold up for me.
What?
We talked about
He-Man?
the cartoon.
The movie or
Really?
the
Why?
cartoon?
Horrible.
Is it too homoerotic for you? What's happening?
You know what?
Too much bare chest for you?
No, I'm
Not
down
The
with
bowl
that.
cut doesn't do it for you?
Nah, it just doesn't. I'm trying, but it just doesn't do it for me. I went and I really, really tried to go back to He-Man. And I'm like, nah.
Now
You know what
I
does
feel
hold
like I
up?
should
I
watch it.
rewatched recent. Remember the Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Yeah.
That holds up. That's freaking awesome still.
The Adventures of P and P is the reason why I got into tattoos.
Oh,
why,
so you can be like
and why
Wikipedia?
and why I got one of my pieces, which is not appropriate to show. But yes.
Oh shoot. Yeah. So those are mine that hold up, and then one that doesn't hold up.
I went back and I played Chrono Trigger, and I'd say the graphics don't hold up at all. But the story did, and so the story made the
Yeah, but
graphics
when you say something doesn't hold
passable
up,
for me.
do you? Do you? I think you have to give. When it comes to video games, you have to give graphics a pass.
Well, I had to, and I did, yeah. But the story kicked back in, and that's what held up with that game. Like the story and the characters are.
I played
just
Mike Tyson's
rich
Punch Out
and
recently,
Okay.
and that game is still fun. That game is still fun.
I mean, that's like a coordinated kind of button smasher. Like you can't just sit there and just the whole. Sometimes there's a rhythm for some of the fighters where you gotta dodge at this point.
Oh yeah, cheat
Were
codes
you
still
able
work.
to unlock the cheat code?
In fact, we can buy. No, I know that cheat code, but in fact, I will share the link with you guys afterward. There's an emulator that emulates all these things. You can stream it right from your web browser. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. In fact,
Even the dog is excited. All right. All right. Here's another debate question. Unless there's any other debate on this one. Last debate question. What are three? Let's just do one. What's one either superhero or supervillain that would translate well to a musical?
Ugh.
Come on, there's got to be one out there. What is a superhero or villain that would translate well being a musical?
I don't know. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark didn't work out that well, did it?
People getting injured on that one.
No. Yeah. So a funny story about I think I've talked about this story. So when that show was in previews, the actor playing Spider-Man, they didn't clip his harness right? And he dove like 20 something feet from the rafters into the orchestra pit of the stage. The guy was literally in the hospital for like a year in recovery. After that happened, they brought on the rigging crew from the show I was in at the time, Forza Bruta, to go back in and kind of rework a lot of the mechanics of their rigging for the Spider-Man show. It was cool, but also kind of like sad that had happened in the first place. Well, there was a lot of harness work on that show.
Oof.
Yeah. So yeah, Spider-Man probably not
musical.
I'm looking around at my toys to see.
I feel like Kite Man will probably make a good musical. You know, secondary, third tier villain.
Anything jokey like Guy Gardner. I think anything that's not too serious, lighthearted, or like Booster Gold.
So
yeah, but I wouldn't want to
so like Deadpool.
Musical. I would not want Deadpool to be solely a musical. But
you know what? Venom will make a great musical.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Now, like Booster Gold or like Guy Gardner, I think would be good musicals. I mean, I think.
Well, they'd certainly be campy. That's for sure.
Because what do you do? So something's like serious, like Evita. Like I hate musicals so much.
With a passion.
Yeah. What about you, Jack?
C-23. Deadpool could be a musical. Yeah. Well, so the thing about the musical is it's one of two things. Like for me, music has to either. I'm not a big musical theater buff, but every now and again I see it where I have seen shows where I'm like, this is so good. Like Bat Boy the musical was hysterical. I saw a production of Pirates of the Penzance where the guy who plays the Pirate King was just phenomenal. I mean, the guy was incredible, and the way he handled the musical aspect of it was hysterical. Because he was the actor playing the Pirate King. You would think he thought he was in like the most dramatic thing, and so every time the music kicked in, he begrudgingly somehow his body took part of it, but you could tell by his facial expressions that he was confused that it was happening and he didn't want any part of it. And so it's pretty hysterical to see play out. But so I would think like you either need a character who's self-aware, like She-Hulk or Deadpool, because they're self-aware, they're kind of in this weird content. Or I think you're right, something like Booster Gold or those characters that are already kind of like Plastic Man. Like you're in this kind of
would be a good like
series
musical? The original X-Men series, where they break out the song because everything is so dramatic and the themes are so heavy. Like think of like Madonna when she played Evita, like she sang like "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." Like Wolverine could sing, probably Hugh Jackman could sing because he's but something like that where you have like a true dramatic musical experience.
I mean, it's one thing or the other. It's either got to be super camp or it really has to. But the other thing about musicals, if the music's not actively embedded in the story in a way where the story doesn't work without the music, then often the music kind of feels like,
that's the problem with Joker. That's exactly the problem with Joker, is that because this was taken from the viewpoint of someone who's mentally ill, the musicals, except for maybe one or two scenes, have no bearing whatsoever on the story. In fact, I would take it even a step further: is the musicals without the music or the movie that I'd want to be seeing versus what I was actually watching. So you would see the fantasy sequence where he does some some Jokerish thing, and like This is the movie I really want to be watching. I don't want to be watching it as a fantasy. I want to be watching this actually happening in the story as an integral part of the storyline versus just like a flash forward fantasy sequence. Or
Yeah, I guess that's my point with musicals. Like, if you can take the music out of the content and the content works, then
Yeah.
the music hasn't been figured out yet. The content should fail, in my opinion, if the music is subtracted, taken out of it. And if that's the case, then you might still not like musicals,
yeah, that's true.
but you might like this content.
True.
You know. All right, so let's get to the main talking point. But I think now this should be interesting because neither Rich or myself have actually watched the Joker. Just Chris.
I'm all right talking about
I think we should
it.
talk
You guys
about the
okay
Joker
talking
for
about?
a
I'm
little
okay
bit,
talking about
and
it. Go ahead.
I just have so many questions.
And you know,
Why was it a
so
musical?
here's the thing: is I could understand the logic behind why it was a musical. If you're trying to see the world the way Arthur Fleck sees it, the Joker sees it, and he sees these things through like this weird, torrid vision because he's mentally ill. Fine. The musical isn't my biggest problem with the Joker, though. It's one of my major problems, but the Joker movie wasn't really a Joker movie.
Is
We
it?
get the
Is
Joker.
it? Do we
He
not get
does
the
put on
Joker by
makeup.
the
He
end of
does
this film?
Joker, but he doesn't do any Joker things. I'm just well. This is the movie in a nutshell.
All right, so we are spoiling
Before
Joker
you do
2 to the best of
From
our
what I
ability
understand,
starting now.
what I was how it was portrayed, you got the Joker briefly, and then pretty much they were like, no, you can't do this. Like the Joker came out to like during the trial and was like, this is me. But then they
Yep.
were like, nah, they pretty much slapped him down, and then he went back as Arthur.
No. He slapped himself down. So it picks up exactly where Joker 1 leaves off.
Mm.
Arthur Fleck is in an insane asylum, and he's like kind of like becoming more disassociated with reality. As he goes, we see him walking through the insane asylum. He has the guards are like, tell us a joke, and then everyone's talking about his trial. They made a TV movie about him. It's very almost self referential, whereas like they talk about this TV movie that was made about the Joker. They talk about the Joker as if we're talking about like the same way we're talking about the Joker now. So, okay, I get it. Okay, fine. He ends up meeting Harley Quinn, who it's in a asylum an asylum program, and Harley Quinn tells him like, hey, I know who you are. She does the head thing, the gun thing that he does to Zaz Beats, and automatically he's in love, and that's when kind of the musicals start happening. When he falls in love, they start singing. She starts singing. She's like, in the trailer, there's like.
Is before all the music starts happening? Is there a scene
No,
where
so
they're doing
when
like
the
music
movie actually
therapy?
opens up with an animated short about the Joker and his shadow, which is kind of cool. And then it goes into and it opens and then it goes into the insane asylum. And we meet Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn says all this stuff to him. He falls in love. That's when the music starts happening. And at that point, it kind of makes sense because in Joker 1, we see him. He has this relationship in his brain with his neighbor, and we kind of get a flashback that was all fake. So then we're like, so now he's seeing this, and now his delusions are getting grander and grander and grander. Okay, fine. So then, what
was it? Fake in the first movie?
Yeah, it was fake. In fact, she comes back
Was
and
it fake?
testifies that he was in her apartment, uninvited, and the mother says like, he's harmless. He wouldn't hurt a soul. He wouldn't hurt a fly. So it was fake. And in fact, if you go back and watch, they go back. There's like a short. There's a short like a what's it called? Where they show all the scenes. Yeah. where they show the same
Yeah.
scenes that they showed with her, but he's by himself. He's actually by himself, so he's imagining it.
But they're changing the narrative moving forward.
it
It's
wasn't
not
the original
actually
narrative.
in the original narrative that way.
Yeah.
I know it was, but he was actually there in Joker 1. It wasn't like a mental psychosis thing. They've gone
No,
back
it
and
was-
they've
it wasn't mental
reverse
psychosis in
engineered
Joker
it to
1.
be that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I
now
don't
he
remember
falls
this
in
that
love with Harley Quinn. So Joker. So Arthur has. Remember the hot grandma from the 40-year-old virgin? The grandma that dates the 40-year-old virgin, Steve Carell.
A hot grandma.
The 40-year-old virgin.
Oh, the
Get
girl,
rich.
the one, the eBay reseller.
Yes.
She was a grandma.
Yeah, she was a grandma.
Okay, I thought she was a mother. I knew she was a
Yeah,
mother.
no, she was a grandmother.
That's the part that stuck it. Okay, go on. Keep going. That's
Anyway.
the part, yeah, that's some weird stuff, Chris. Okay.
So anyway, she's the lawyer for the Joker, and her whole basis is that he has multiple personality syndrome, and that the Joker was a different personality based upon his abusive upbringing, and that's kind of how the trial starts. And then Harley Quinn leaves Arkham, and is like, and then she's in the news and she's being famous, and then the lawyer's like, you can't trust her. She told you her dad died. She told you she set fire. She told you that she was committed. The truth is that she's rich. Her parents are doctors, and she actually went to school for psychology. So they kind of take from Batman the Animated Series about Harley Quinn's origin. So then she's like, then Harley Quinn is like pushing to Joker, like she's obsessed with Joker. She's like, you need to show them who you are, who you really are. Basically saying, be the Joker. And that's when he fires his lawyer. I'll represent myself. He wears the Joker makeup in the court. He says some stuff. He does this weird like Southern attorney voice, and he's like not making any sense. Fine. And then a whole lot of stupid musical numbers happen, and nothing really happens. And he's eventually found guilty. And then a bomb goes off, and someone sets off a car bomb in front of someone sets off a car bomb. No, wait, before that, when he has a mental breakdown and says that he essentially admits that he knew what he was doing and that he was sorry and that he's not really Joker. And then Harley Quinn is like, once he did that, Harley Quinn doesn't want anything to do with him because she's in love with the idea that he was this hero, anti-hero. And once he admits that he was just like this flawed person, she wants nothing to do with him. So he's found guilty. The car bomb goes off, blows a hole inside the building. He runs out the building, runs up the Joker stairs because Harley Quinn is like, I got an apartment in your old building so we can live together. And he finds her and he's like, yo, what's going on? Let's live together. He's like, that was never going to happen. It was all a fantasy. And she just starts singing. He's like, stop singing. And then he gets recaptured by the police. And yeah, it's dumb. I'm telling it now. And I'm like, it's dumb. It's not what it should have been. And then he gets recaptured by the police. And then he goes back into jail. And then as he's walking out, some guys like when they keep showing this one inmate, and he calls him over like, Arthur, I have a joke to tell you. And he just stabs him in the stomach a bunch of times, and he just falls on the ground. And the guy's laughing in the background. You see him cut like his mouth, his face, and then he dies, and that's it. That's the movie.
So then this goes back to what Lawrence was saying years ago, whenever it first came out. He goes, he thought that this version of the Joker just inspires whoever the real Joker is eventually going to be.
That guy had more of the Joker laugh. He had like the typical Joker laugh, and he does. You see him, so you see Arthur Fleck sitting down, dying slowly, and then this guy, you see him going like that with a knife, and you assume he's cutting the smile on his face, and that's it.
Yeah. And did that make it like? Yeah.
No one clapped. No one said anything.
What a great
And then
origin
I was talking to
story.
Viv about it because, you know, yeah. And
We
I was
just
like,
walked out
in fact, I
kinda
texted
like
you
their
guys
heads
like, yo, I'm
down.
so confused. I don't know whether that was supposed to be like, oh, this is genius, or this was terrible. But now I'm talking about it, like, this was kind of, it was. I kind of feel dipped because I
I almost feel like we should do all reviews like this, where one of us watches
yeah.
the
And then
content
what
and
do
the
we think it
others
should?
just
Because you know
ask
what I thought this
questions.
movie was gonna be, and what this movie should have been, is Harley finds a way to break him out, and then they do Joker stuff, Joker and Harley stuff throughout the city, and then whatever happens, happens. Even if he dies at the end, it's fine as long as he's doing Joker stuff. But
But essentially what they're saying though, by that ending scene of seeing someone else do the Joker smile on themselves, is this was
which
never
is
a
a
Joker
cop-out.
movie to begin with. This was never a Joker movie
This is
to
what
begin
happens
with.
when
That's
this. You know
what
what,
that
Jack? This is what
says.
happens when you try and be too smart for your own good, and that's how this movie feels. This movie feels like the Emperor's New Clothes. Like I'm supposed to look at this and then see it for something that it isn't. I'm supposed to see this as like this genius piece of art, when in reality, sometimes things are just what they are, and sometimes things are just not that good, and this is just not that good.
Yeah, some people.
But it sounds like the problem was their commitment to the content, right? If you're not, the second you show me that it was never a Joker movie to start out with, and you've done that at the end of the sequel, then I go, I don't know if I don't know. And now listen, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But it sounds like maybe you just weren't that committed to the content. Because if the end of it was definitively the Joker, then you have to be committed to that content. But this sounds like they
why,
found a
though?
loophole to
Why?
be uncommitted. But right, we're the ones asking questions.
Go
Chris.
ahead.
No, that was it. That's all the questions I got.
Harvey Dent
Rich,
was
you got
there.
any more questions you want to ask?
Prosecutor, prosecuting Joker, and then one point when the bomb goes off, you see half of his face and he's damaged, which is kind of a cool nod. But besides that, it was
No,
like
you didn't. Wait, you got a Joker who's not Joker, a Harvey who's blown up before there's a Batman on the scene.
Nope.
no Batman nods.
Any
whatsoever.
Batman
Zero.
nods?
Batman doesn't exist in this world.
Zero Batman nods. I will say that the performance of
Joker doesn't exist either.
Lady Gaga was fantastic, and if this wasn't a Joker movie, it would have been great. But it as a Joker movie was just I don't know, man. It wasn't that.
Well, the I told you, so we started the show. I was talking about this secret concert she put on at the Belasco Theater, and for those who did manage to get to this secret venue showing, have been raving about how it's maybe the best thing she's ever done, and it is a Harley Quinn
she's
inspired album
fantastic.
she's putting out.
I'm not that big a fan of her music, but I think as an actress, she did a great job. Like she did a great job. But I wish I would have used her as. I wish I would have seen her as like Harley Quinn that we know and love, or put her in because we saw glimpses of it and it would have been so good.
Well, I mean, the reason why these two work so well as a figure is they enable each other's madness. You know, was this?
It was
Let
a
me
love
ask you this:
story.
was
They were
this a love
definitely in
story?
love, but it was. I don't know. It was I don't know, man.
Oh, there you go.
Like I said,
Okay.
it was if it was a different movie, you'd probably watch it and like it. If it wasn't a Joker movie, but
Well, let me ask you this, Chris. You got
yeah,
any
sure, I'll give you some
recommendations for us? Let's
My
recommendation.
recommendation.
You know, the original Batmobile was a 1939 Cadillac Series 75 convertible.
No, I did not.
Well, now you know. There goes some Batman for you.
What about the original Batmobile that was drawn? Have you seen that? There is an image, like the first time the Batmobile was ever drawn, which I thought that was kind of an interesting vehicle. Let's see. First ever drawing of the Batmobile.
Interesting. All right. So,
This
if you like to be disappointed, I'm gonna give you some more disappointments in
Here
the
we-
superhero genre.
wait, let me show you this first. Let me show you this. Did you guys know
No,
that
I
the
didn't.
original Batmobile was red?
No, I don't.
That's the original Batmobile. He's driving this red hot rod looking car, but it is a convertible top.
All right. Okay. Recommendation. So if you
All right,
if
go
you
ahead.
enjoy being disappointed as
Recommendation.
I was this weekend, here are some more shows. Here are some more comic book movies that will disappoint you. Did you guys watch Max Steel?
Max Steel.
Is this
No.
Oh,
Max.
is this an
I
adult
think
film?
so. I
Like
think
your
so,
Lego?
yeah.
No.
It was bad.
It's a characterization of like Rock'em. It was kind of like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yes, I watched Max Steel. Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
it actually has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
0%.
Wow.
Sticking with Steel. Steel.
Okay.
Steel. 1997. Shaquille O'Neal.
Steel? Yeah. You know the biggest problem with that movie is it sounds like it might have been the same. Like they weren't able to commit to the content.
I mean,
How you
we
got a
did it with
Superman
Venom.
figure with no Superman
It
world?
worked out just fine.
Did it? I
Yeah.
don't even know how it
We're
got
on
so
our
far.
third Venom movie, guys.
Did it?
Which is surprising. It's a fluke. It's a fluke.
All right. Here's the one that actually pissed me off. I actually got up and I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? The 2015 Fantastic Four movie. No.
Is that the one that never got released?
I never saw it, but it's definitely better than this movie. This is the one with Michael B. Jordan. Yeah,
Oh,
it's actually
2015
Fan
Fantastic
Four
Four movie.
because it doesn't have it because it's the number 4 is the second A. So Fan Four Stick.
It's true.
Also on my list. You guys remember the Spirit?
Yes.
Yeah, it came out in 2008. Looks super cool. Kind
Yeah,
of looked like was that Frank? Like kind of looked like Sin City esque.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it came out.
Terrible.
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
And then
Hey,
I
you
guess I
remember
dodged
the
that one.
sequel to The Crow, City of Angels? Yes, in 1996.
No, there was a
a
sequel to
second
The
movie.
Crow.
And it's only slightly less disappointing than the current Crow movie that's out right now. Yes, 1996, The Crow,
No.
City of Angels. Terrible.
Okay.
Talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, not 1, not 2, but 3. I'm not watching Joker, the Deuce. Sophomore.
Uh-huh.
I am down. Corey, get
Yeah,
us the footage.
that's good.
I am going to
That's
watch
good.
it. Yeah.
I should do a watch party.
We should.
do a watch party. Oh,
I just
man.
want to see Jack. I'm just proud to see our people up there. But yeah, Turtles 3 was after Jim Henson passed away, and there is a definite like quality change in the turtle masks and everything. I believe
Is it
it's the
the
same
same actors?
actors, but it was the costumes changed. So even though Jack, the actors might have been the same, but because the costumes were different, watch it. The faces don't move. it's the faces. Jim Henson not even his creature work had nothing to do with it, and it's a drastic departure from what was there.
That was called Turtles in Time, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
Why
I
didn't
think
they
it's
just
Turtles in
use
Time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, the-
remember
the
those
samurai one?
figures. Yeah,
I
those
remember
those
it too,
action
but
figures were cool.
watch it now. If you don't think that if you don't think the two turtles hold up, this one is definitely trash.
Oh my god,
And then
it looks horrible.
there's a couple other ones here that are trash, but I wouldn't say that they were total trash. They were disappointing because you knew what you were expecting to get into. Like they have the second Ghost Rider movie on here, but you kind of expected it to be. It wasn't that bad. I
It
kind
was a Ghost Rider too.
of
Yeah,
yeah,
there
it
was.
was kind of cool.
Yeah, they had they
Madam
had
Web
the
is on
horse.
here,
They had the fire horse.
which we spoke about Madam Web. No, even though it came
That
out,
movie didn't
even though
hold
it came
up?
out this year, it still didn't hold. It still didn't. I went back and rewatched it. Here's my problem with Madam
Oh,
Web.
really?
I don't know how this day and age you can't even get your sound to be right.
Oh,
Yes, but
well, look
we're,
at us.
we're
We
not
tend
on
to
a
be having some
multi-million-dollar
sound troubles
budget.
lately.
We're just 3, sometimes 4 dudes sitting in our house talking about stuff. Yeah.
Sometimes 4 dudes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
You're
and
right.
that's it.
You're right. Well,
I did. watch
good
it.
list, Chris. Good list. I think that's our show this week. So I guess we did end up reviewing the Joker Part 2.
Yeah,
as
we
it
did.
turns
And
out.
you know what? I'm curious when you guys eventually do watch it, whether it comes out when it comes out on streaming or not. I'm curious to see what your take is on it, but I think Viv said Jack will probably like this, and I think Jack, if you separate yourself from it being a Joker movie and you watch it, you probably will like it.
Well, if the
Well, the
story and the
performances are-
performances work, I
Joaquin
can
Phoenix's
usually get behind
performance and
something.
Lady Gaga's performance their performances are amazing.
I'm not surprised to hear that. All right, so that's our show. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy, and we'll, in theory, be
Hold on.
back same time next week. Oh wait,
Bash
is
in the mix.
is
What do you
Bash coming in for a quick?
Pokemon cards.
got? Are you feeling better?
Yes.
Feeling better, Bash?
He got some new cards. Show them the golden.
All right, let's see some cards.
So
Golden card.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, wait, wrong one. Why is it right there?
are you gonna get it graded?
here, let me help.
Corey
Oh, where's the
says
Army
the Lone
Hammer?
Ranger should have been on your
Do you
list.
like Pikachu? Do you like gold?
That gold.
Yeah, let's see it. Yeah, let's see it. Come on, flip it. Whoa.
I don't know. I didn't grade it.
How much is that
I
one?
think it's $25.
And
Okay.
remember the day when I was talking about grading
Yo.
that I got the
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gold that one is worth $125 according to Sebastian.
Oh.
Oh, all right. Put that in a case.
Yeah, everything here is
It's
cased.
the baby.
sleeve. I put them in sleeve because I need to put them
Sleeved.
It's just my polo shirt.
C23
Yeah.
says we love you and we hope you feel a lot better. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. What is that?
What, Roxy?
Yeah.
You have nothing to show on the. You have nothing to show on the
What
show.
is that? You gotta make you bigger.
I got you.
What? I think from the start.
No, we don't. Well, we don't have time for everything. Show one more and then we gotta go.
My Venusaur.
That sounds like something you need an antibiotic for.
My Venusaur. Yeah. My Venusaur. Yeah.
Was that Venusaur?
340.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, we got the whole family.
Am I loud?
Evolved.
That's the evolved. That's the evolved what?
Roxy.
All right.
You got nothing to show.
Yeah. Let's see.
What? You got
Oh,
nothing to show.
something.
All right. Let's
Lick.
wrap it up because I gotta eat dinner.
All right, Bash,
Guys,
close us
to
off.
That channel.
Peace.
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 I'm gonna go eat dinner, guys.
All right. See you. Bye.
No